Hey, you guys, it's Anne Marie. Happy Wacky Wednesday. Happy What to Do Wednesday. Whatever. I hope everybody's having a great week. We're almost to the end. I thought we'd pull some cards and get some messages of clarity for those of you who like it. What does our sacred soul want us to know? Some uplifting messages. What's your sacred soul want you to know? What's a message from your sacred soul? Sacred soul. Thank you, Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Can we get a good shuffle, please? Let's get a good shuffle here. Well, your sacred soul wants you to know. You may need to go camping. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. Rough time, good outcome, everything will work out. Right. So if you've just gone through some pretty rocky situations, some troubling, if you've recently lost a job, switched jobs, if you recently got out of a relationship, or you've walked away from things that no longer serve you, Spirit is saying that it's really important for you to look at the rubble, look at the mess, and find the joy in it. Find the lessons in this, because on the other side of it is this, everything always does work out when you think about it. Because and that's a siren, so confirmation. I was just making sure I heard the siren correctly. Even though that you had a rough time, there was a purpose in that. And I know it sounds cliche, but Spirit is saying that there's so many people who focus so much on the problem and not the solution. Focus so much on what they've lost instead of what they could actually have gained out the situation. When a job doesn't work out or a relationship doesn't work out, it's to look at, what did I gain from this? What experiences, good, bad, or indifferent, how painful it was, or whatever it was for you, what did I gain from this? What greater insight? What knowledge? What do I know now not to do in this next situation? And moving forward, when I'm looking for, when you're looking for another job, what are some qualities you want to see in a supervisor, or what are some management type of things that you want to see with people that are above you? Or another question to ask, is this agency or organization or whatever it is following their mission statement? And here's just a few examples. And so these are the questions Spirit wants you to ask, and not to focus on the rumble of everything. Focus on, what did you learn from it? What experiences did you gain from that? There's always a silver lining. I'm not trying to be Pollyannish, but I was having a conversation with someone earlier tonight, and it was a good conversation, and they said something to me about, like, your energy, or I forget his exact words, but it's like, you're just always so positive about stuff. And it's funny, because it's not like I ever had a choice. I mean, we all have choices, but it's what your perception of things is, or things are. It's what's happening to you or what's happening for you. When things don't work out for us, it's because Spirit didn't want it to work out for us. And oftentimes Spirit has given us signs that we need to move away from a person, a group, a situation, but we were too in our head or in our ego that we didn't see the signs. So Spirit sometimes has to make things crumble and rumble and have tower moments for us to really get the picture. And what happens when we don't self-reflect, when we leave jobs, relationships, connections, when we don't reflect on those things and see how things could be done differently, not as I should have done this, but in retrospect, looking back, then the cycle will continue if we don't learn our lesson. We've said that many times before. And so this thing that you've recently come out of, this rubble that you're getting out of, you're getting on the, everything's going to, first of all, just pump your brakes. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to work out for your highest and greatest good. What's meant for you is already yours. What's meant for you is already yours. So look back and think, okay, what could I have learned from this situation? What were some of the signs that Spirit or your higher power, whatever it is that you believe in, because again, that's not a discussion here on my page. If it's the divine light, that's all that matters to me. So you and your team, What are some of the signs and things that they sent your way that you probably should have looked at a little bit closer, that you didn't really pay attention to? If it's a job, maybe it's because you got paid so well and you kind of overlooked some things until you couldn't overlook them anymore. If it was a relationship or connection, when you first started to see that they were narcissists, or they were triangulating you, or they were doing certain backhanded things, or like me, when you're at an organization, they were committing Medicaid fraud. There were signs that this wasn't a good organization, like most places I've worked at, because no matter where I go, I uncover what's in the dark. It's just in my DNA. It doesn't matter if it's in the raggedy ass spiritual community that I was a part of that's very toxic, or if it was in a job that was committing Medicaid fraud, or it was in an old relationship where I was being poisoned. When I say it like that, it seems so. But even on those, there were signs that I didn't pay attention to. And a lot of it was because there was parts of me that were unhealed. And so I was seeking things outside of myself. And so I really, especially these last couple of years, have taken a lot of time to look at the part I played in it. What were the signs that Spirit was trying to show me that things were going to crumble if I didn't pay attention? And they ended up crumbling. And also, I'm a hard learner. I'm not a hard learner. I learn very well, but I need lessons many times. The old Anne-Marie. Now it's like, if anything feels a little straight, I'm out. Like, there's no second chances. As soon as I get a sign or from Spirit or a confirmation of Spirit to do or not to do something, I follow it. I follow my intuition no matter what. But that's because I did a lot of introspection. And I hope I'm saying that the right way, but whatever. That I really took a look back on certain situations or relationships or connections I was in, and seeing what inside me felt so unlovable and unworthy that I allowed these things, or that I didn't see them, right? And so now moving forward, I'm cutting that cycle out by not repeating that. By doing the healing work, I'm not going to repeat that cycle. And this is also common in, like, when it comes to intimate relationships, when people are like, oh, I always, because I'm broken, I attract broken people. It's because you didn't heal. It's because you didn't really look at the part that you played, not to say that you were at fault for abuse or the mistreatment or whatever, but to look at what inside me felt so unlovable or unworthy or less than, that allowed someone even to disrespect me the first time and keep going with this personal situation. That's just an example. So take what resonates. What other sacred message from our soul can we get, Spirit? Let's get a few check here. Ooh. Are we out of time? Okay. In the galaxy. Can you see him? He blends into the blanket, so it's... Alright, what does the sacred soul need to tell us, Spirit? Please show me. See this? Try something different. Surrender. Don't push so hard. Let grace carry you. Try something different. Surrender. Stop overthinking. Be more spontaneous. Go out and try something new. Do something different. Play. I mean, I'm not going to do this. I'll probably break my neck because my legs would hold me up. When I was younger, I would. But it's, surrender to play. Surrender to the idea of fun. Surrender to just trying something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And what this does, by doing this, it kind of opens your mind up to see things and how this, I'm attaching it to this card. So by doing this, by surrendering to what is and being open to new things and just trying new things without a plan, just kind of going in, with love, with good intention. Don't be doing nothing crazy and say, oh, I'm going to rob the bank. That was something spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? By doing that, you're opening yourself up to receive from Spirit the other signs of ways and what you need to work on to heal that cause this rubble. Does that making sense? It's like not being stuck in your head, overthinking, overprocessing, overdoing things versus, not doing that and then surrendering to play, to fun, to trying new things, just kind of being open to what Spirit shows you. That way you're open to the message of how to heal and what parts of you, because some people don't know. Some people are unaware, like, I'm not sure, like, what I missed in this situation or what the red flags were. And so by you surrendering and being open up to play, and like I said, and having experiences that you've never had before or trying new things, it really opens up. It tells Spirit that you're open to the messages of healing and receiving. So I hope you're healthy and happy and full of joy, you guys. I truly, truly do. May you love and be loved. Heal. Don't harm. Have an amazing night.